So again, ladies, or trolls, or whoever the fuck, if you truly hate black men, or you hate MGTOW men, or you hate men in general, then why do you keep fucking with MGTOW? That's why I'm telling you guys, don't even mess with them. Like, leave them alone. I'm serious.
I wonder why someone who hates men would attack MGTOW, who's a group of men. What a profound question. Good morrow, ladies and gents. It is I, the Crimson Crusader, your favorite anti-MGTOW YouTuber that MGTOWs love to hate. Once again, I'll be criticizing and making fun of Tru Sherm's stupid arguments, attitudes, and actions in his video called Shaming MGTOW. Continue to watch this video if you are interested in the truth. As usual, I'll be responding to clips and paraphrasing his arguments to cut down video time. If you haven't seen part 1 of this response to this video, then I recommend watching that first. Without further ado, welcome to part 2 of the wonderful adventures in Tru Sherm's MGTOW land. So, Tru Sherm talks about how he is not taking trolls seriously because they don't have content or they subscribe to the weirdest people. And because of that, he claims you can't talk to them. Trolls are subscribed to the weirdest people. Coming from the guy who sounds like he listens to too much Alex Jones. Anyways, who do you define as a troll? Because earlier in this video, it seems you're putting anti-MGTOW with the trolls. So it seems that to you, all of MGTOW's opposition are just trolls. I shame MGTOW actions and ideas, but I am not subscribed to weird people, and I do have content. Now, it seems you made this video before you saw my channel, but still, there are people who make content and don't subscribe to whatever you define as weird people. Also, don't put this guilt by association bullshit. Just because someone is subscribed to some weird person, that does not mean they cannot be taken seriously. Some people subscribe to weird channels to just listen to the other side. How do you know that all trolls are like this? I'm not trying to defend stupid trolls, but again, you need to be accurate and logical with your arguments. I agree that you can't talk with many trolls, but it's also ironic how you are not willing to talk to the opposition without using shaming language. There are some MGTOW out there who just want to debate and use whatever means necessary to debunk whatever and anything an anti-MGTOW does or says, even if what they are doing is good and true. I won't list names, but some of you anti-MGTOW, you know who I'm talking about. Then Tru Sherm talks about how he looks for what's cool in a channel. He says if he doesn't like the channel, he won't sub or he will just leave it alone. Really, Tru Sherm, coming from the guy who didn't like my content and made a long-ass video strawmanning and shaming me. Why didn't you leave me alone? I wasn't harming you. From the way you argued in the last video I responded to, it didn't seem like you watched my other videos anyways. I hope that I'm wrong about that. When you made your video responding to my channel introduction video, you didn't have one good thing to say about me. You didn't mention the part where I encourage anti-MGTOWs to use logic instead of force to convince people to join our side. Unlike what you've been doing, I'm the one who's finding what's cool about your channel because I'm agreeing with some of your points in an attempt to be fair. I think it's cool that you like Star Wars, and I respect your appreciation for the marvel of true masculinity. However, it seems your actions contradict your words.
But I'm certainly not going to go to a channel and just start fucking with them because I don't like them. That's just illogical to me. But again, you guys are more than welcome to do what you like. That's what the channel's for. That's what the thumbs down button is for. You're more than welcome to use it.
Again, I also want to give credit where credit is due. Tru Sherm is absolutely right. People should not be fucking around with other people's channels unless they have actual criticisms. But see, that's the problem, folks. It's mostly the MGTOWs who are the ones who are fucking around with channels they don't seem to like. I see MGTOW all the time shaming anti-MGTOW, and many are just mobots. Men parroting whatever they are told. My channel and other anti-MGTOW channels are obvious examples of this, and while some MGTOW take the time to make actual criticisms, the majority are acting like stupid feminists. Again, if anyone is doing the shaming, it's MGTOW. Not only has Tru Sherm done it, but countless other MGTOWs are calling anti-MGTOWs cucks for simply not agreeing with them. What a toxic community, folks. How do you MGTOW live like this? Seriously. I understand there are anti-MGTOW out there who would do this as well, but before you point fingers at all of us, why don't you take a look at yourselves in the mirror?
You know, if you watch one of my videos and you think you know my entire life based off that one video, wow, that tells me a lot about your intellect, but that's what these people do.
Tru Sherm also says he will continue to be himself and he is not going to change himself for his opposition. He then says he loves the trolls who think they know everything about him, but they don't. First, I totally agree with you. That one video doesn't represent the person's whole channel. That's why I'm doing another video exposing some of the nonsense you are spreading. However, Why did you tell people to not watch my channel, and why did you call me a pussy based off your response to just one introduction video where I literally said in the comments that some of these points of view are old and need to be updated? By your own logic, you are admitting you don't have great intellect. What's so funny is you laugh at others who think they know you, but you are the one who is literally doing that. You think I'm a pussy who is attacking your masculinity based on what facts and logic? Also, there's nothing wrong with changing yourself. I change my values, preferences, and opinions based on truth and good reasoning. I understand the importance of individuality and having confidence in yourself, but it's sometimes okay to change. For example, I believe criminals should change who they are so they can better integrate into our society and live happy, normal lives. Being yourself isn't always a good thing. Some people are just evil. Again, I'm not asking you to completely change your identity. I'm just asking you to try to accept or at least listen to the reality of what Anti-MGTOW is trying to present. But anyways, please continue to show us your true colors. First of all, I don't think you hate women, but I think because of your negative experience with a woman in a relationship, that seems to have made you a lot more bitter towards women. I won't get into too much detail, but if you guys don't believe me, watch my 3 original videos. I made a response to Tru Sherm. Moving on. Hate is a very difficult and complex problem to solve. However, Anti-MGTOW does have a possible solution for this. Although it's a work in progress, it's better than offering no solutions, which is something that MGTOW has been doing. If you watch my International Anti-MGTOW Day video, I literally laid out the current anti-MGTOW philosophy towards bettering society. I'll leave a link to that video if you want to watch it. The basic gist of the philosophy is solving world problems requires objective morality and individual reform. Without objective morality, what standard can one use to determine what is right or wrong? Giving people these values is done through individual reform, basically having a one-on-one conversation with someone and educating them in a polite way about the truth. However, some people won't change, which is why I continue to debunk people's arguments in the hopes of deterring people from those ideas. Educating the masses is the solution to hatred and etc.
But see, that's the thing, man. Like, when you look at it, a lot of women date dusty, rusty nut-ass dudes. And then they have kids by these guys, and they turn around and they want to complain about them. Well, it's like, you had sex with that guy.
What the hell is a dusty, rusty dude? Is that another word for calling someone a bum? If that's so, wait, hold a second. Does that mean you just debunked hypergamy? Because hypergamy is the idea that it's a woman's natural instinct to find men with the most resources. If a woman today can easily attract men, as some MGTOW say, then why would she be dating rusty, dusty dudes with low status? So if a woman complains about a bad guy who she decided to have kids with, it's her fault. Sounds like you're apologizing for douchebags. Following your awful logic, I could blame MGTOW for losing their kids in the court system because, hey, they took a risk by having sex with a bad woman. Do you think MGTOW would agree with that? Probably not. Ironic how, in the last video, you complained about people having double standards, but if we are being honest, it's MGTOW who have the double standards. And then Tru Sherm says, don't let people shame you into going away from MGTOW. Wait, it's not okay to shame MGTOW, but MGTOW like you are allowed to shame me for disagreeing with you. You keep attacking your opposition, but you fail to realize the problems that exist in your own community. Alright, Tru Sherm, I'll take your advice. I won't let your shaming stop me from exposing the bullshit that comes out of the mouths of many MGTOW YouTubers. Then Tru Sherm laughs at women asking, what are you going to do when more men become red-pilled and stop having kids? Ironic how Tru Sherm quotes a Bible verse about men and women working side by side in his last video attacking me, yet he finds it funny that men are leaving women to become apparently red-pilled and not have kids. I mean, I'm no expert on religions, but it seems religious people focus a lot on the family, and if you are promoting movements that separate men from women, you are going against your own beliefs. But don't worry, Tru Sherm, women won't have to worry about not finding a man. There are plenty of good men out there, and I highly doubt MGTOW will have enough numbers to stop women from finding good men. Although MGTOW is growing, Anti-MGTOW will help end this silly movement by exposing some of the stupidity that comes out of the MGTOW community.
So let's see. Marty No BS says they're shaming because they're afraid. Exactly. And again, they don't know how else to argue any kind of point. They know that they're in the wrong. Okay.
Oh, I agree with you. MGTOW are shaming people because they are afraid of different opinions. On my channel, there have been many comments with this hashtag plantation whatever, and there are MGTOW who are calling us cucks and pussies for disagreeing with them. If you shame people as a substitute for an argument, that just exposes how intolerant you are. Instead of having a conversation, you want to shut people's opinions down. Tru Sherm, if you agree shaming is wrong, then why aren't you calling out members in your own community? Also, by your own logic, you are afraid of different opinions, and you are in the wrong because you shamed me. Nice job, you just debunked yourself.
Okay? They know that child support and alimony and all this other shit, if the shoe was on the other foot, they would be bitching and complaining like a motherfucker. As a matter of fact, when the shoe does go on the other foot, that's all they do is bitch and complain like a motherfucker. And it's like, well, welcome to what men have to face for like the longest time. Why are you complaining? This is the equality that you wanted, and now all of a sudden you don't want to play. Like, they only want equality when it benefits them. The moment it doesn't benefit them, or the moment that they have to face what men have to face, then all of a sudden they don't want to do it. They only want the reward of being men, but they don't actually want to deal with the consequences of being men. That's what a lot of these transgender from women to men are finding out. That
No shit. I mean, who wouldn't complain about losing money to things like child support? I agree, there are many people out there who would say they want equality, but they want special privileges. Also, what are these consequences to being a man? That's a very broad statement, so I'd like you to clarify what you mean. Also, stop making generalizations about women. How do you know that they are going to act like that in general? Use facts instead of just making assumptions, which is something feminists like to do. You have to wonder if MGTOW is like radical feminism in some way. Then Tru Sherm goes on to talk about how male privilege does not exist. Really, it's not like Saudi Arabia is a patriarchy that oppresses women. Yeah, male privilege doesn't exist. Male privilege does exist, but only in certain groups and certain parts of the world. Then Tru Sherm talks about how women are not taking responsibility. Wow, now we are playing the blame game. It's her fault. Really? Women are the ones not taking responsibility? Coming from the guy who literally just stated in his own video that nothing is his fault. If any group should be called out for their irresponsibility, it's the MGTOW community, for not calling out its own members for acting hypocritical and using feminist tactics like shaming language. Unless you got solid proof that women in general are not taking responsibility as a gender, then I'm going to call you out for this bullshit.
see, shaming is for wives and mothers. These women are neither to me. They're afraid their gravy train is riding out on them. Yeah, that's another thing that's happening. Where are you going to get the money from, ladies? Who's going to take you out on these exquisite dates? I guess you have to take yourself out on these dates now.
And then after this, he says that all women want to do is smash and dash and smash and cash. I agree, there are women who are like that, but where's the proof for such a generalization? Where is the proof that women are generally acting like this? Ironic how women are accused of acting like gold diggers, yet according to this article, 2 out of 10 single adults are considered as gold diggers, yet according to this article, 54% of these gold diggers are men. It's so easy for men to cry, hypergamy, and blame women for being shallow, but unfortunately, the facts don't care about your feelings. Also, what's with all this disrespect to wives and mothers? Tru Sherm, you said you loved your mom, yet you are agreeing with a guy generalizing women as shamers. And saying mothers and wives mean nothing. Mommy must be so proud right now. Then Tru Sherm says, every man has his faults and that men aren't perfect. Well, thank God, Tru Sherm. Thank God some MGTOWs actually admitting this, because when I look at most MGTOW channels, it seems like men can do no wrong. So thank you. And okay, if you're accepting men who have faults, why can't you also accept women for having faults? Ironic how you've been accusing others of double standards, but you seem to be the one making contradictory statements. You get the men a break, but what about the ladies? Then you also say, sorry ladies, this MGTOW man won't be controlled by your pussy. Ladies, keep voting for security, and the less freedom you have. On the topic of freedom, we need security to have a stable society. What good is your freedom if you can't secure it? Freedom is important, but there needs to be some security to keep people accountable for using their freedom to do harm. Security is a very broad term, so you might want to clarify what you mean by voting for more security. Funny how in your video going after me, you said it's bullshit to be pointing fingers at women, but in this video, you are accusing the women for voting for more security. You do realize that a lot of men have been voting for this kind of stuff too. Not everything is gender related. The reason why there is more security is because of the growth of progressivism. Now, many people who are on the left are more willing to vote for these policies because it's part of their ideology. It's clear you aren't seeing the big picture. Congratulations if you were able to make it to the end of this video. This is probably the stupidest part of Tru Sherm's video, but don't worry folks, the worst is yet to come. The amount of assumptions, bad logic, and overall stupid arguments in this part of his video are very concerning. The next video will hopefully be my final part to responding to this nonsensical rant. Anyways, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you can get notified when I upload a new video. You can also follow me on @CrimsonCrusader on Twitter. Are people voting for too much security? Can MGTOW even logic? When will Tru Sherm talk about his gay frogs again? Oh, by the way, for those who are wondering, because of the chemicals in the water, I now identify as a gay frog, so you can call me the Croaking Crusader. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. Now, if you don't mind, I got some MGTOW flies to eat in my comments section. My fair ladies and honorable gents, fare thee well.